Welcome to the discussion, everyone. Today we're talking about notarization in Dubai. It can be a bit confusing, right? Like navigating a souk during rush hour. But don't worry, we've got a paralegal expert with us to clear things up. So what's the first thing people get wrong about notarization in Dubai?
A lot of people think it's just, a simple signature check. It's way more than that. It's about making sure everything is legally sound and authentic. Think of it like this. A signature is the artist's stroke, but notarization is the museum curator's stamp of approval. It confirms everything is genuine.
That's a great analogy, the museum curator. Okay, what about the difference between notarization and attestation? I always mix those up.
Right. Notarization is like the local certification. It confirms the signature is good within Dubai. Attestation is the international passport for your document. It makes it valid in other countries. It's like getting your document a visa to travel the world, legally speaking.
A visa for documents. I like that. Okay, so let's say I need a power of attorney. What's the process?
You'll need your Emirates ID, your passport, and the POA document itself. The Notary Public checks your ID and watches you sign. It's pretty straightforward, but you really need to make sure your documents are perfectly prepared.
Okay, let's talk about personal versus business documents. Is it like the difference between a personal chef and a catering company? One is more personal, the other is larger scale?
Exactly. Personal documents like wills or affidavits are more personal and usually simpler. Business documents like company resolutions need more checks and often involve multiple people signing. It's all about the scale and how complicated it is.
So if I'm starting a business in Dubai, what kind of documents need notarization?
Trade licenses, memorandums of association, and any contracts you sign with partners or suppliers, all of those need notarization to be legally solid. It's the foundation of your business, built on legally sound documents.
And what about the cost? Is it like buying a falafel cheap and cheerful or a fancy dinner at a five-star restaurant?
It depends on how complicated the document is and who you use. It's not always cheap, no, but it's an investment in the legal security of your documents. Think of it as insurance for your peace of mind.
Does Dubai do online notarization? Is it like ordering groceries, convenient but maybe a little impersonal?
Yes, there are online options, but they still need you to verify your identity and follow strict legal rules. It's convenient, but it's just as secure and legally valid as doing it in person.
So it's not a free-for-all online?
Absolutely not. The same legal rules apply, whether you do it online or in person. It's just a different way of doing it.
That's good to know. How long does it take? Is it like waiting for a Dubai taxi, sometimes quick, sometimes forever?
It depends on how complicated the document is and who you use. Some offer express service, but usually it takes a few business days. It's best to plan ahead.
Let's focus on powers of attorney, POIs. Why is notarization so important for a POA in Dubai?
A notarized POA makes sure it's legally valid and stops fraud. It's official proof that the person giving the power willingly did so. Without it, the POA is useless.
So it's like the difference between a photocopy of a will and the original. One is easy to fake, the other is legally binding.
Exactly. A notarized POA gives it that legal weight and protection.
And how long is a POA valid for? Is it like a gym membership, or you pay for a certain time, then it expires?
It depends on what the POA says. Some have expiry dates, others are good until they're canceled or the person who gave the power dies. You need to make sure the validity period is clear.
What if someone needs a POA but is outside the UAE?
They need to get it notarized in their own country, then attested by the UAE embassy or consulate. It's a bit more work, but it's still possible.
Let's talk about attestation. What documents usually need attestation in Dubai?
Educational certificates, marriage certificates, birth certificates, pretty much any document that needs official recognition in Dubai. It's like getting a gold star for your document's authenticity.
So it's like getting an official stamp of approval for use in Dubai?
Exactly. It verifies where the document came from and that it's real.
And how long does attestation take? Is it like waiting for a desert bloom, a long and unpredictable process?
It varies, but usually it takes a few business days to a couple of weeks, depending on the document and who issued it. Planning ahead is really important.
Let's talk about POA Pro. What services do they offer?
POA Pro provides full notarization and attestation services in Dubai. They handle the whole process, making it easier for clients. They're like your personal document concierge.
So they handle everything from start to finish?
Yes, they do all the paperwork, appointments, and legal stuff, making it a smooth experience.
What makes them stand out from other providers?
Their expertise, how efficient they are, and their commitment to client satisfaction. They understand the legal system really well and guide clients easily through the process.
What are some common mistakes people make during notarization?
Not having all the documents, not understanding the difference between notarization and attestation, and not planning ahead. It's like trying to build a sandcastle without the right tools. It'll fall apart.
So preparation is key?
Absolutely. Good preparation makes the process smooth and efficient.
Any final tips for our listeners?
Do your research, choose a good service provider like POA Pro, and plan ahead. It's an investment in the legal validity of your documents.
Let's look at some real-world examples. Why would someone need a private notary instead of just a regular signature?
Imagine someone needs to sell property while they're out of the country. A private notary makes sure the power of attorney is legally sound, protecting the seller. It's like having a trusted guardian for your assets.
Another example?
A business owner needs to sign a big contract but can't be there. A private notary can help remotely, making sure the contract is valid. It's like a digital handshake that's legally binding.
One more.
A family needs to manage a deceased relative's estate. A properly notarized will, done with a private notary, makes sure the process of distributing assets is smooth and legal. It's like a roadmap for a complicated inheritance.
That was a great discussion. Thank you for explaining the often confusing world of notarization and attestation in Dubai. Our listeners now have a much clearer understanding of the process and why using a reputable service provider like POA Pro is important.
Hey, don't forget to check out poapro.ae for more information on Private Notary Public in Dubai. And for your business power of attorney in Dubai, consider poapro.ae.